Hey, JP, you're muted, I think.
Am I?
Oh, no, not anymore.
What happened is I closed the StreamYard window and I went out and then came back and I went, ah, you're on fire. What did I do?
We got you. Here we are.
Uh,
Happy Friday.
yeah. Okay. Let me just go back to the comments so I can say hi to everybody. Hi, Mary.
Yes, it's great to have you all here. Everyone's here, Janice. Everyone who's anyone is here.
Oh,
You and I are going to talk about color study. Um, we're gonna have a fun deep dive today. I know, Terry. Look, we're both.
we did not plan it.
We did not plan
No,
these. No,
no.
we just Janice and I share a brain, pretty much. For
Yeah.
sure. Well, it is great to have everybody here. Jody says, Janice, I love your design, always have, and she can't wait. Happy Friday to everybody. Janice, in the description, well, first and foremost, let me just do a couple of things, JP.
Okay.
Let's get this out of the way here. We've got today, I'm going to put this over us. Today's a special offer through the weekend.
Hi.
Hi. Can you see me? There you are. Through the weekend, we've got our special offer. Because today we use so many Checkmates tiles and so many Checkmates bars,
Yes.
that we marked them down on the website 10%. So you can combine those with your coupons, your discounts, whatever. So those, you'll see the discount marked off when you go to click on those. And then, Janice, of course, I'm going to cover you now.
Yeah, of course.
Say, my friends, we are growing by leaps and bounds on all of our socials. So if you are so inclined, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on our Insta. You can find us on Pinterest. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button because, as you know, our YouTube community is super robust. So we'd love to see you over there hitting that subscribe button so that you never miss any content. And if you have any questions, shoot us an email over at info@beadshop.com. And JP, speaking about content, I'm going to give a little plug at the beginning, at the end of this broadcast. Tomorrow, my friends, I decided I like to declare these days. So I declared tomorrow, Saturday, and look how it says Saturday, January 26th, Janice. Look at that typo.
Oh, it's
So
okay. It's okay.
I'm going to fix it. That's what I get for working so late. So we'll cross that out, my friends. It's going to be on the 25th.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing a live Frida Fiesta. And it's going to be super fun. I'm going to talk to you about the inspiration about why I'm doing it. There's going to be a big studio drop of kind of Frida-related items that I think you're going to love. I'm going to show you how to bead something, which I'll show you later, stitch something. So it's going to go on until I get tired. So you'll get more info about that on the newsletter, but mark your calendars. And it's already up. You can set yourself a reminder over on YouTube. And join me at 10:30. Tomorrow, the 25th, at 10:30. And I'll fix that all up. So let's get to, though, Janice, how are the comments doing? How is everybody's doing? Oh, Karen K.
It's great.
Thank you for the. Yeah. Can I email you, Karen K, at like when I'm working at 10 at night to double check it?
And then also, Dawn has said that on the store page it says 2024.
Oh, perfect. I'm batting 1,000 today. So well, Janice,
it's up to you. It's a team effort.
It's a team effort.
We have a little homework to do.
We're
now in a new year.
It is. So let me do a little bit of that homework. And JP, if you don't mind, I'm going to put up my, let's rearrange this here. Let me actually add the color study part 1 right here. I'm going to remove this. Would you talk a little bit about the, there we go. That's what I want to see. A little bit about the history of color study, etc., while we're looking at this.
Sure.
And I'm going to do that little bit of housekeeping. Okay.
Okay. I just posted the link to this. It has failed to post to Kate Richburg. I'm looking at, what people are writing, and Sherry and Sue. I didn't get to say hello to you yet. I'll try to do that in a minute. But you should be able to all either go through this or link to it and open it yourselves. But this was a project. I went and looked back on this, and this was first. I made the first one in 2014. Is how long ago?
Crazy.
You would love to know the inspiration for this. Well, that's a long and winding story, but in 2014, for those of you who weren't born yet, there was one, maybe two jewelry artists. There was Chan Lu, and then there were maybe one on one of the Sundance that was beginning to do laddering, where they went back and forth through leather, and they laddered. And I thought it was just the bee's knees. I just thought there's nothing like this. There's no one doing it the way I want to do it. And I just said, let's start making these. 2014 wasn't when they first started, but 2014 is when I said, okay, let's really show people how to make this and balloon it to what it really can be. And so that's where let me go to color study wrap bracelet, and I'm going to just link all of those in here. And you're going to see that it is just like an amazing amount of samples that the staff made. Then we have lookbooks.
Yes. And our lookbooks are so incredible.
And if you go to projects, I don't know, Kate, if you're able to show these, but there's
I'll show them. I'm almost done with this, JP, and then I'll be right with you.
So I'm going to put in the link for all the lookbooks. And I know a lot of you out there love Danielle and Danielle Wicks. And Danielle was, if you go to the lookbook collection, you will see some of the lookbooks. She has projects that she did for us when she was first starting out as a beader and jewelry artist. And she was on our design team. And I think she's in the monthly mix wrap bracelets. Then there's the Make It Challenge lookbook. If you have not seen these, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to have your minds blown by all of the free inspiration and learning. And Alita, you're right, not to mention that Chan Lu is so expensive for something so simple. And it's really true.
So Janice, I'm putting up all of, let's start here.
Okay.
I fixed all of that. So forgive me, folks, for my dates were incorrect, but now it's all fixed and I updated the photo. You can see here, if you go, and I've got our website right up here on the screen. if you go, and we're going to scroll down a little bit, this is all bracelets. And what Janice was talking about here, I mean, we've got this 5-stitch is another one where I need to make a 5-stitch sample soon because it is so awesome. But you can see here, we've got a lot of different, like we've got this bracelet stacks, which are kind of also ladder bracelets. Here's our color study. I'm going to click on that color study, and you can see here as I scroll through. And is it scrolling through there, JP? Because I'm not on that page.
Yes, it's scrolling.
You can see all the different color studies that we've done. There's also a color study kind of recipe down there. I wanted to show you, though, let's go back to bracelets. Janice, you were talking about tricks to laddering, right?
Yes.
So if we scroll, everything is in alpha order, but we still have some wrap bracelets that actually aren't into tricks to laddering, like this farmer's market wrap. That was a fun one that a bunch of our different customers kind of played around with. There's the gardener, but we're coming up on tricks to laddering, which
yes.
I'm just scrolling, hopefully not too fast so you can kind of see what's going on. But here, almost there.
Look at that little tiny bracelet. That
right. The tricks
click on that. Like I go, oh,
there it is.
Neat. There's that little bracelet, the little confetti bracelet.
Right.
Now,
but if you scroll down, take a look at all of the bounty that's in here.
Kate's favorite.
I love that one.
Yeah.
And a lot of different like types. You can see this one here. This one was done. These 3 right here were laddered, but they're on a clasp instead of with a button. We just Spanish moss, JP. That's the one that you're wearing today.
I'm wearing that today.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, I mean, and some of these beads, my friends, are long gone. But if we look way down here at the bottom, JP, this pearl and leather, this was, I think, one of the very first ones that you did when we were working with the laddering and just laddering with pearls. And so you can see, like, here it is all laid out nicely.
And here, yeah.
And so one of the things, and I know Janice was telling you these, but the 2 handouts that you want to download, and I know a lot of you have already, is the color study right here, and this one, the tricks to laddering handout. Now, both of these are handouts that Janice has put together, and the 2 of these together are like a compendium of technique. And can you see here on the very top there, it says 2010, that little pearl project is from 2010 and how it's evolved. But this tricks to laddering, not only does it talk about laddering, because color study, essentially what it is it's a wrap bracelet, but it's more about thinking about color and about how color stacks and there's adding chain, etc. But this one, as I'm scrolling through, Janice talks a lot about her quote unquote words of wisdom for laddering, right? So, and it has like some older items. Tough cord, unfortunately, just isn't available to us anymore. But there's still a lot of really great info that's in here. Now, I want to go back to this color study and talk a little bit. I mean, if you look at number 1, this layout for this project, and that color study, that was one of the first ones, Janice, that you did. And I've got a bunch here that I want to take a look at, but that one might be, we need to look up what this one is, but I'm going to put this one under the camera. Let me see if I can figure out which project it is, or maybe you can tell me. Let me go back to Spanish moss. Let me go down here. This one, I'm not even sure which project this is, but
Which one?
let me put I'm going to take this and I'm going to take this down. And let's take a look at this one. Now, this one here is an older one.
That was the original one.
With the original.
Yeah.
So this JP has, oh, everybody's saying such nice things. Thank you so much.
Isn't that nice?
Let me zoom down and I'm going to highlight. I want to highlight this one. Bear with me here just a second. There we go. So this piece that we're talking about here, Janice, you've used Miyuki Tilas here. You've used.
I was looking at the handout. Hold on. Yes. Okay. Go on. I've used Miyuki's.
And you've used.
Those were check speeds.
The checks, exactly, yeah. that we don't carry any longer. But two of the beads that have really become staples that we can use like these are our Checkmates tiles, which we've used. And we loved the way this across the like this bar. Well, we added the Checkmates bars. And yes. I feel, let me get them a little lighter. I feel like sometimes the Checkmates bars get a little forgotten. And
well, we have to just use them. We have to use them in a project. That's I'm going to put in a link to them, to the tiles and the bars. We just have to use them, you know.
Let me and I know a lot of you love these, a lot of you have used them, and we've used them in some other projects. But I really wanted to point these out because the bars and the Checkmates tiles, these are both check glass beads. So they work together really, really beautifully. Let me.
They're basically the same size. So you could use the tile and the bar. They're both.
They're kind of interchangeable, right?
2 holes. So you could replace a tile with 3 Checkmates bars.
Bars, exactly.
So that's what the ratio. I think it's 3.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm putting them together right here.
Yeah,
so we can.
And then that color is our best-selling color, which is the Picasso turquoise. In whatever we buy it in Miyuki's. It's the code is 4514.
This like one right here.
Yes, 8-4514, 6, 11, 15.
Yeah, there's the 6.
It's just 4514 is the best-selling color.
And this color here, which I really love, this is the Pacifica poppy seed.
Yes.
Is this one right here.
Very pretty, yes.
And this one, so with color study, I guess I want to show you some of these samples, and then I want to talk a little bit about like, why would you do a color study? It's like, well, what's the point? How does a color study wrap bracelet differ from like all the other billions of wrap bracelets you've got on Bead Shop? And so let's take a look. I've got some of these samples here, and then we're going to talk about the beads and talk about how to kind of color palette. So if this was that original, and you saw again in that handout, what Janice did, and one of the things that we do a lot of, is we simply just start laying out our beads and looking at the color palette, right? And so, JP, when you do a color study, do you have any thoughts about how you start to think about pulling the palette? Do you use a photo? Do you use a beloved bead? Um,
Uh, well, we have a project, an archive project, which really talks about how choosing colors, and that's Tricks of the Trade.
mhm.
And I will put that link in just a minute. But I think there is a tremendous life lesson, a creative lesson in making one of these. And why they go on forever is really a conundrum to me, because you could stop pretty much anywhere. Why do they keep going? Is because, first of all, in when you watch the videos, what you'll see, or what I talk about, is starting a pattern, graduating up to it. If you look at any of the these wrap bracelets, you'll see that being mindful of graduating up to the leather, closing down, that there's a certain ballet that happens when you make one. And as much as you want to just go through it fast, and there's nothing stopping you from doing exactly the same pattern again and again. It's really up to you. There's no judgment when it comes to making these. At the same time, the beauty of this design is that you can stop something when you're bored doing it and start another pattern. When you run out of beads, it doesn't matter. Just get some other beads. The beauty of it fitting around your wrist, number one, is that you don't see one side from the other. So there's nothing like for people who want absolute symmetry in a necklace, and what's on the right side has to be on the left side. That doesn't happen with a bracelet. You can go as long, as I said, or as short as you want. You can put chicken soup in. I mean, you could, it's endless. And so that's why I think this particular project sparked so much creativity. So many people saw it on Pinterest, and um, just and other places. I mean, um, it's just been posted everywhere, all the different samples, because it's authentic. They speak to who you are as an artist, and there's just no uh, assembly line with this. This is just, slow go.
And
So,
look at how cool, Janice, this section, this is the Hydria one that you did. And this has the checkmates tiles,
mhm.
and it has the checkmates bars. And these bars are offset. And can you see how here they're stacked? So you can do any of these, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you can do it in any pattern. And so Katney is asking, do you use Eslon? Well, you can use what we have is Ceylon. You could use a micro Ceylon for this. We use a lot of KO for
Yeah.
this. It really just depends on like the sizes of the beads and the stitches that you're using, right?
It is. I swear by it,
And in
and
different
it
sections.
also depends the technique you're using.
Right, exactly.
If you're using traditional laddering, where you have two cords going in through the middle and out and back through, your individual cord should be as heavy as it can be because it's going around the leather only once. It's crossing through the beads, then going around the leather and coming back. And in that case, the thread along the leather is going to be single, and you want it to be sturdy. If you're going to use the infinity stitch where you use a needle and you go back and forth, I know that other people do it different ways, but I will always pick up, now that I know what I know about wrap bracelets, I will always pick up KO and use it double. I will always, that I've just, that's my motto. I'm going to take that to my grave.
And you can see this one here is with the checkmates bars.
Mhm.
This one is using KO, and that's doubled,
Yeah.
right? Here, this one, we've got some rondelles here. And then we've also done some kind of some laddering, some like Bollywood style here where you can see some of the leather peeking
Mhm.
through. This one even has the drops on the
Mhm.
outside instead of the 10-aughts. So I agree, Janice. I think the lesson here is, whatever, I mean, try and work with what you're presented at that moment in your design, right?
Mhm.
So if you're doing something that's small like this, like these bugles, small things, maybe you'd use KO here. And as you're going along, maybe you're still using KO. And
Correct.
also, can you see here, it's really subtle, but the KO is that, I think it might be the apricot KO, and
Mhm.
it's with the seafoam leather and then these half tilas. Then, as you move along in the design, you want to do maybe some macrame or whatever.
Mhm.
So we're using fine Ceylon here,
Correct.
right? So, and here when you're laddering
Fine
with,
or even regular, possibly.
yeah, even regular, exactly. It doesn't matter. It could be micro, it could be fine, it could be regular, doesn't matter. With these small 11-aughts that are around, this was probably fine. So this here with the chain, this needs to be laddered with something skinny. So we'll go back to KO. But it just really, like here, you can see in this one, this is an older one. This probably had, these are beads that are long gone. But this was done with traditional laddering, like this. And this was probably, this is probably tough cord, but now you would use fine Ceylon for this, right? So just, um, use what's dictated here. And then as you move through the techniques, you can change your thread for the technique. You don't have to use the same one over and over, if that makes sense. So here's some with the 8-aughts. This is that traditional laddering. You can see it here on the side that it's just that single thread, and that thread goes through this way and goes through this way and crosses. So it's traditional. So I think the color study above everything else lets you really improvise. So I think the only thing that I would recommend maybe thinking about earlier before you start is, like we did in the handout, lay out that color palette of
Mhm.
things that are pleasing. And that's the color study part of it, right? And how you incorporate those different colors in your wrap, is kind of that next step. This is the herringbone here. This, I don't know if this is even an official color study, but I wanted to show you, because color study, usually we tried to put some chain in there, was kind of the
Yeah.
no, not in all of them, but this is that wheat chain that's been laddered through. This one I just wanted to show you again with the checkmates tiles. right? It's very pretty. Um, so, and they can be as long or as short as you want. They can be a 3 wrap, they can be a 10 wrap, right? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. And if you go through them, there's been such an evolution of going away from the heavier leather to the lighter leather,
Mhm.
macrameing instead of doing that knot for your button loop. There's, it's endless, the different
Mhm.
the innovations and patterning and how we've incorporated different kinds of beads. But overall, they're all consistent in that it's your voice that's doing the speaking, that this is a project for you. And, there are people who've made their names as designers doing the wrap bracelets,
Yeah, for
they go
sure.
wing on their homes with these wrap bracelets.
Yeah.
Um,
The cool thing, like you say, Janice, about the leather, and I wanted to point that out. This leather, let me zoom out because I think my tendency for wraps is to default to a 1.5 millimeter leather.
mhm,
But I've got some samples here. Okay. These are all 1 millimeter.
mhm.
Okay. So this is 1 millimeter. Um, Now I want to show you, this one, this isn't really a color study, but
No,
again, it
that's seahorse or deep sea dive.
sea dive or
Oh,
something. But
I love
look at the patterning in this one. This little bracelet is a great um, example of just starting and laddering and making a little section. And then when you're done with that section, start something else. This is the ultimate in kind of a quote unquote string of consciousness,
that.
but
Mhm,
this is also 1 millimeter. So I
mhm,
wanted to show you these. Then, as we get a little bit heavier, this is the 1.5 millimeter right here, right? So you
mhm.
can see how the framing of the beads, let me put this one down. That's a good section to show. The framing starts to get a little more noticeable,
Mhm.
right? When you use the thicker leather. So I don't think there's any right or wrong answer for the size of leather that you use. If you're using some smaller beads, like this section, especially JP, you use the Delica beads, which I liked this for patterning. The
Yeah.
1 millimeter I think was perfect. I think 1.5 might have overshadowed this a little bit. This one that has the ADOT right here, I think the 1.5 is perfect for it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, and I also think we forget about bugles. Look at the bugles, how nice those look,
I love them. And
right?
and they look great if you wanna ladder them over 5 millimeter strap leather. They're just, we've
So,
done
wait, repeat. So, one more time, Janice, what did you just say? Because my mind is all, wait, what now?
you can use the bugles and macrame them over the 5 millimeter
Over.
strap leather.
Right. Gotcha. Do I
Trying
have
to
one? Let me see. Oh,
uh,
here's another color study. Hang on. Let me pull this. Do I have that here? This was a color study that I did way back when I did this on beads, baubles, and jewels. This also has some bugles in it. But I know what you're saying, JP. You would lay this, like, here's this section with the bugles.
yeah.
And we've got some strap leather. My friends, we've got some strap leather coming next week that you're going to love. Here's a color. I'll pull it right here. You can get that bugle, and especially the number 1 size bugle.
One,
These are the number
little
2,
one. Yeah.
the smaller one. And you can, you know, cross over the top and ladder those on the top like that would look great. And Ramona's asking, Janice, and I haven't had this issue. Do bugles break easily in wraps?
I've never had that happen.
I haven't either.
No.
I haven't either.
But then, I wouldn't wear it. I would make sure that it's that the laddering that you're doing is not too tight. That if you don't give the leather air to wrap around your hand, there's a chance that it could snap. But because the bugle beads are going vertically up and down and not horizontally, they're going this way. So they're close together this way, and they're sort of more like.
Sorry. Let me put you.
So
There we go.
The bugles are going this way in the laddering, so that they're more like an accordion. So they can bend with going around your wrist. If you were to use them this way and you use long bugles and it has to turn a corner, it has to go around your wrist, and you haven't given it enough air to make that turn, it's going to want to snap. It's just the physics of it's too long, it's too thin, and it doesn't have the strength to make a curve. But going this way on the leather is it's acting like a fan. So you should be okay. That's a long explanation.
Taking the long road. Let me grab. I think that the bugle laddering over the leather really sparked some interest. So I think I'm just grabbing a couple of things here. I don't know how this is all going to work out because this is super on the fly. But I've got some.
Why do I think we've done this, Kate?
No, we have. I'm sure that we have somewhere. Somewhere. But I'm going to highlight this right here. And I want to show you. So this is one of our new Arizona strap. Someone was asking about faux leather. We do carry surfer cord it's a limited amount of colors, but we definitely have some. And some of our strap leather is not leather. This Arizona leather is faux leather, is vinyl. It's not leather. So there are a few, non-leather options that are out there. But let me show you. Here is the bugle. We carry bugles in a couple of different sizes. And again, you never know where these broadcasts are going to take us, but I feel the spirit is moving me, JP, so I'm going to go with it.
That's fine. I'm just looking around. I'm going to link also to that Sea Dive, that one.
Oh, yeah, Sea Dive. That was this one.
I'm looking around for the ones where we show the strap leather.
So if this is my leather piece here, and let's say that this is, we're laddering. I'm going to get let me get a clip here. I'm going to just put a little clip on here so I can kind of have it be a little less flip aroundy. So these are the bugles. The bugle in one, and we also carry a bugle in side two. Size 2. And here's the 2s. The bugles in one, I should have
3 millimeters.
Thank you, JP. I know that Janice has them in her Mine and the bugles in size 2 are
Number 6.
6, right? They're doubled.
Yes,
Right?
yeah. Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
6 millimeter.
So here's our leather. Whoops, let me re-zero this. So we know this is just a little heavier than 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with this blue. I know blue on blue tone might not work as well, but this is the 2405 FR.
It's going to
When
be
you go,
beautiful.
what's that?
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. And this is just a little tester so you can see it. Okay. But here's this. And you could also do this. It wouldn't have to be over strap. You can do this over like 2 or 3 pieces of round leather, kind of put together as well. So they make up, so they could make up this width. You could sit them side by side, like this is what I'm trying to say. Right? Like that. Okay. But here, so what I grabbed was, I think this is micro Ceylon, kind of hard to see underneath there. Let me.
In olive.
In olive, because that's just what was sitting there. So let me put this here. It'll be a little bit easier for you to see. Okay. So now I'm just going to cut a short piece because this is just a tester. And I don't have any needles right now. What I would do for needles is you could put beading needles on the end of this, but I probably would just, what do I want to say? I probably would just stiffen these with glue. Stiffen them with glue, right?
Yeah.
So let me just do a little quick macrame on here. This is the color that I'm using of the leather. This is one that's launching next week. It's the Arizona Denim color. We've got some other, Janice got a couple of other really great colors. We have more stitched leather coming. So let me just do a couple of these. This isn't laced down anywhere, but so it's moving a little bit, but I can control this. I'm in charge of these guys. Okay.
You're the boss.
I'm the boss of this thread. Okay. So once you've done a little like leader here of macrame, right? A little macrame section.
Right.
Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this. There we go. I'm going to put one through, and let's see if I can get this other piece of micro through going the other way. And I can.
Yeah.
Right? Not too hard. And you come around. And it just sits there. Right? So now you're going to do, pardon me, another macrame stitch to lock it in.
And you have to go under the strap leather.
Right.
And you can't just like put another bead on and go through that because they will be threaded on top. You could do it, I guess.
Well, let me put a second one. Yeah. So what we're going to do here, let's put a second one on. I think just that regular macrame stitch, Janice, locks it in place.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. So here's another one. And we're going to put that through. Again, it's not in my focal range. Sorry, everybody. I want it to find that little spot. There we go. And then I pull them at the same time. And again, this is the bugle size 1. So see how it's fitting. It gives me just a little bit of thread and a little bit of leather on the sides. So now I'm going to tie this in place. So I'm just going to do my macrame stitch. I'm going to do my loop. I'm going to come over this one, and you have to go all the way underneath the leather and lock that in. Just like that. Now we're ready for our next one. And you can just keep going down. And yeah, so Terry's asking here, yeah, you don't have to use, you don't have to use a bugle. Let me get in a little bit tighter. This could be seed beads. It could be a bugle bead here in the center and 2 11-aughts on the side if you want it to go a little bit further down. So whatever, right? Whatever works. But that's how you do that laddering over the top. Now, if this were going to be a section, let's say in a color study, I would go ahead and I would get a little ending, like the, what do we call them? The rounded crimp end, rounded strap end, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And you could connect it that way. Let me grab one. The strap ends are a great way to add like kind of a unique thing right in the middle of your bracelet.
Right.
Here we go, rounded loop end.
And you need the 5mm one.
Exactly. And here it is. So then, here's my strap end, right? Obviously, I would have started this closer to my strap end. Let me get a little closer in there. But then this would attach wherever, right? Like, let's say then that we wanted to, start a macrame section like that over some beads. I would just simply get my leather. I could loop it through the strap end like that, and macrame that closed, and then have my wrap bracelet start from there. However we would do it. Okay.
Kate, can you show us how a 2-hole bead would look? It could be
on this.
A Tyla or a half Tyla or a super duo or a
sure
checkmate.
To do this same thing over the top.
Like you're doing single hole bead.
Yeah.
What is the challenge with a 2-hole if you wanted to wrap on the top of the leather?
Well, since we're using Checkmate's bars or we're talking about them, let me grab some. Okay.
We'd probably be able to use 2.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So let me arrange this a little bit here. Isn't this fun? Are you having fun? I'm having fun.
Yeah, I am. And Sammy is fast asleep behind me.
Oh,
yeah.
So let me tie in this thread. Hopefully you folks can see this well enough.
Yeah, we can see.
Let me tie this in so it's down, because I didn't do that, and it'll be time to add our next section. Okay, so a 2-hole.
Yeah.
Here's our Pacifica poppy seed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go through 1 and 2. Whoops.
You think it would take 3? I don't.
Let me try 2, and then we'll try 3.
Okay.
So here I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to kind of push it up a little bit from underneath, so I make room through the hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slide this through and this through. And again, you will have stiffened the end of these with some zap glue, but I'm doing pretty well here without any stiffening. So
And then
here,
always check both holes on a 2-hole bead.
yes,
That's not
exactly.
caught.
So here's this. Okay, so they're sitting there.
Mhm.
Now, if I just come in and string through that second hole, this is going to be kind of floppy. So this is where I need to pass this thread underneath and underneath. Then I'll string through the second hole.
Okay, and then you'll do the macrame stitch.
And then I'll do the macrame stitch after this.
Okay.
So this one goes through, if that makes sense.
It does.
And then this one goes through. Come on now. Like so. Come on. There we go. Like that. See, so now those are down. They're not going anywhere. Okay. And now I'll just do a knot. And I could do a macrame knot going one way, a macrame knot going the other way, just so I clear the bars, you know? So it gives me a little bit of space or room. So see, there's two knots, kind of hard to see. And if I wanted to put on another section and maybe I didn't want to bump it up right next to it, maybe I want a little bit more breathing room. So I'll tie another pair of knots. Tighten and go this way and tighten.
Okay,
And
can you do one more stitch idea for me?
yeah, do it. Bring it, JP.
Okay, so I want you to take like an 11-aught on each end, and I want you to macrame it so that they're on the outside of the leather. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Let me take a bracing drink of coffee.
Okay.
I
So
was also,
this is how designing happens.
yeah.
It's just like, what the heck? Let's try this. Let's try that.
So let me show you. I'm going to try one more thing. Hold, please. Then I'll do the 11-aughts on the outside. I have a few of these 3 millimeters.
Okay.
Again, something that I feel like I don't, I always gravitate to the 4. And God forbid I gravitate to the 3 or even the 2 mil. Right? So I've had a little bit of opulence on the brain lately. I'm so excited while I'm stringing this. I'll tell you folks, I'm so excited for the Frida Fiesta tomorrow. I'll give you a little backstory about what I'm doing it. I've been working on a quilt all last year that has a Frida Kahlo theme. So I'm going to share it with you tomorrow. It hasn't been on social yet. You're going to be the first ones to see it. And I've used that for inspiration for the products I'm putting up tomorrow, as well as the special stitch in. So if you have never done any stitching at all on anything, tomorrow I'm going to teach you, and there's going to be a little kit. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited, JP.
I am. I look forward to Saturdays. I really do. I haven't always, but now I look forward to Saturdays. Ellen mentioned a project that you did. You had a little collection based on something of Elizabeth Taylor, and that you did something like this on leather. But we don't have a handout on it. Where She said there was a bracelet Kate did with a special mix inspired by Elizabeth Taylor. I remember she macrameed onto the leather in several places. However, I can't find a project page for it.
Oh
Does that
God.
sound familiar?
It does. It kind of sounds like
Yeah.
the language I used to speak when I was a child, and now I only recognize the swear words. Um, I do. I feel like it was around the new year when we first started carrying that shimmer sapphire colored leather, because it was the same color as Liz Taylor's eyes. Ellen, you have a mind like a steel trap, but that's all I remember about it. I am sure that it's somewhere in my unfinished projects. So take a look, JP.
It's not called Budapest, is it?
No, it's not. I don't think. Maybe it is, because that might be where Richard Burton.
You did a 5-stitch or something?
It might be it. I think Richard Burton gave Liz like the Budapest jewel or something.
Okay.
That's
So I'll give everybody my secret to how I find projects.
Oh, it is. It's Liz Taylor's Bulgari necklace. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how I find a bead shop project. I put in YouTube. I put in bead shop. I put in Kate Richburg or whoever the artist is, and Elizabeth Taylor, and up it came.
Up it came. I love it.
That is how I find a project.
Thanks, Goog.
You just Google it.
So look at the profile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of these.
Fabulous.
It's really, it's just kind of opulent. So I'm going to bring this around, and maybe 2 millimeters might be better, but this 3 mil kind of forces this up like a little pitched roof, which I love. Yeah. So let me just tie another, and then I'm going to do your 11-aught request, JP.
Okay.
I mean, we could just sit here and I could stitch on this piece of leather all day, but we've got other things to do. But
do we?
Must we? Yes, I've got to get the rest of the Frida Fiesta ready to go. I'm going to be working late tonight, my friends, but it is worth every moment because we're going to have so much fun tomorrow. I can't wait.
I have to ask you again.
Me?
You had mentioned that the Arizona, the leather coming in isn't leather.
I think this is faux. I think Arizona's faux, JP.
Actually,
is it?
No, it's
not.
Cowhide.
It's what?
It's cowhide from
is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good because, and you know why I say that?
It's just folded on the back.
Oh,
and isn't it a cotton center?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, it's folded over on the back side.
Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just don't want people.
I'm glad you checked it.
Who won't, don't want to use leather.
Yeah.
I don't want them buying it, but it's folded over onto the back.
Yeah, see, I'm tearing it apart.
And inside is like
oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Of course you are. Thank you for checking that.
I'm not always right.
Well, yeah, see, there's the interior of it right there. Well, sorry, my friends. Sorry.
It is leather.
It is. That is really good to know, though. Mm-hmm. And yeah, see, the interior is like a cotton cording right here. All right. So here's that one, and I've tied some knots here. It's a little off center because I didn't have it strapped down, but All right, so let's look at some 11-aughts here, right? That's what you want to see, Janice,
Yes,
right?
I just want to see how it looks with just the stitch across the top and the beads on the side like we do in Garden Path
Well,
and
like a Bollywood stitch
yeah,
is what you're telling me, right?
mhm.
Okay. Now, what you've also done in the past, I don't know how one side of this got to be super long and one side didn't, but I'll add thread if I have to. What you've done in the past is you've also laddered them across the edge
Uh,
or down the edge. So see, there's
yes,
that one.
you can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
You could do, oh my goodness. Will you excuse me for a second? I'm going to find
Yeah,
the project for Carolyn that used the little turtles.
sure, sure.
We'll be right
Yeah,
back.
I'm going to keep laddering this. So see, my friends, how I put the bugles on the sides and I'm going to come in. I'm going to make sure that these sit. See, they sit there on the side. I think I might have needed a couple of more knots there. See, this one wants to fall to the back. So let me just fix this. But you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? Let me, because I'm using one really long end and one really short end. It's super irritating that I didn't put it in the middle. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. But anyway, you find it, JP?
I am looking. Um, is it Sacred Journey? Bing, 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 bing.
There you go. All right.
Oh,
Did,
yeah.
did Google come through for you?
Yes, I put in turtles, beadshop.com, Janice Parsons, YouTube, and up came Sacred Journey. Let me put this
That's
in. I'm telling you,
hilarious.
when we have, I don't even know how to compose myself anymore over how many
I know we've got so
videos,
many projects.
handouts, and um, it's just
I know it's a lot.
mind-boggling. It's
Let's see.
mind-boggling.
Here we go. Here go those two right next to one another. That's a little
Mhm.
bit better. And then I'll do the 11.
Sharon loves my laugh. Oh, Sharon, all I can do right now is laugh. Um, I
That's
have
all we got,
I
sister.
have to find the humor in all of this right now. Um,
Here's this. Here's this. And then I've got to find some 11. Hopefully, I've got some 11-aughts. I do.
you could
I
use
have some
eights.
here. Yeah. But see, look at how nice the bugles look along the outside of this. There we
Yeah.
go. Right? There we go. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So now, let me, last but not least, let me
Yeah.
get those 11-aughts in there.
Yeah.
So, oh, here's some. I've got some sitting right here.
Sherry said, my almost 20-year-old daughter has been in the room while I've watched you. About a week ago or so, I heard her saying, are you picking up what I'm putting down? It was fabulous. She's picked that up from listening to you. I love it.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that too.
Isn't that great?
That's an old Kateism for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Okay, so here we go. See how I put the 11s on?
yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to
And
see.
I'm coming in. I'm going under.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Stem Hilly's on. Stem Hilly, I have just finished your wallet, my friend. I'm going to email you.
Oh, what's a wallet? You made her a wallet?
I did.
Oh, wow.
They're kind of nice. You can see them on my Insta. You know, Miranda's all, yeah, they're kind of nice. All in my spare time. You know, Janice, if I sit still, I'll go running into the street. So, you know how it is.
I don't know how you do as much as you do. I
Well,
really don't. I think you have
I
a
don't
pack of little elves.
No, I don't do that much.
You're kind of like a little hummingbird.
Oh,
Hey,
maybe I am.
Miranda, I can't hear you well enough. Come closer.
Miranda's saying I'm like a little hummingbird.
Yeah. Yeah. And she has and Miranda, are you one of her little elves?
Yeah.
I bet you are. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm tired.
We have all fell under the spell of Kate.
One of the things, so my buddy Christine and I, when we had bead shop back in the day, and when we had a BDCMO back in the day, and we would get so tired, right?
Yeah.
So Christine made this rule that you couldn't say that you were tired. You had to say that you were happy. So we would go around the store saying to each other, "Oh my God, I'm so happy right now." So we try and utilize that now. Oh my God, I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
This is a good time to take a screenshot about
Yeah.
that. Maybe that's better behind my hand, maybe.
I don't think we have actually done this.
Yeah, it looks nice, right, JP? Are you getting an idea for a new prairie project? Because yes. So what we've done here, just to give you a quick overview, let me see if I can find.
I'm gonna link the prairie project.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna point with, here's my all. Here it is. So what we've done here, we started obviously talking about the color study, but if you wanted to do something like this to add to that color study, what you're going to do here is you're going to add that ending and see how this is. See, it wasn't working because see how that's cut on a slant. Let's go ahead and cut that straight across. There we go. Let's put it in the 5mm rounded end. And then this can be a section in your color study. Okay, you can connect it there. You can loop your cord through, etc. But what we did here was we macrameed over the top using bugles. These are the size 1. We macrameed over the top using a 2-hole bead. It could be a tila, a tile, a checkmate's bar. It could be a super duo. Doesn't matter. Here, I had those 3mm kind of sitting on the side. So I used 1 checkmate's bar in the center and 2 of these on the side. This could also be an 8/0. It could be a 2mm. It could be whatever you wanted here. Then I started laddering with the bugles on the side and then the 10/0 right here. So that's kind of what happened here in a nutshell. Okay. Hopefully that's clear. I see that a lot of people are also happy as well, JP.
Yeah, I know. We're all so happy.
Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. Sometimes Christine just texts me and says, I'm just so happy right now. And I know exactly what she's saying. Because that girl works hard over at the Museum of Natural History in San Diego. Give it a plug. Yeah, Sharon is saying this bracelet should be called Kate, Can You? And we've got a request. And Janice, I was going to actually, we're on the same page with this one. Yeah. I would love to revisit the 5-stitch project.
Yes.
I think something like this, a prairie and a 5-stitch are 2 great ones too. I know that you are also super busy, but these
No,
would be fun.
but
These would
yes,
be fun as
yes.
well.
Yeah, we have to that and also the two stitch.
Mm-hmm. Two stitch,
Um, and yeah,
definitely.
yes, for sure.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and put all of us on the screen now.
all
There
of
we
us,
are.
all two of us.
All of us and the sample, I guess, right here.
And
But
Sammy,
there we go. Let me do
that's his
this.
tail. There's
There
his
we are.
tail.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's on my knee rest.
Oh, I love those. I love those knee rests. I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
the cats love them.
I love them too. We do 10 millimeter
Yeah.
magnetic
Yeah,
clasps.
let me go
Kelly.
back and link them.
We've got,
We have lots of clasps.
yeah, and we're also launching we're launching a few sliders next week, which you're going to love. And we're launching a 20 millimeter clasp next week as well. So stay tuned to your newsletters. I want to, I said this earlier to somebody and it got a lot of laughs. I said, I want to flash you. And what I meant to say was, I want to flash you my project for tomorrow. So no one get too excited, but I don't think I can find, where did it go? It was sitting right here, my little, oh, here it is. We are, oh, and thank you, JP. The clasps are all there. You can see this little beauty. We're going to be, I'm going to be giving you the directions on how to do this little crown, this little flower crown. There's a little seed bead crown underneath there. And I've got a couple of different skull beads for you. So we're going to make this kind of fun Dia de los Muertos piece. We're going to do some stitching, some fun little, I put some little kits together for you. We've got these flowers and everything. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a fun time tomorrow with the Frida Fiesta.
Yeah.
JP, can you just link right to the 10 millimeter and 20 millimeter?
I think I just, the magnetic. Okay, I thought.
Oh, well, if you go all to clasps, it's right there, and you can.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had the 5 millimeter checked.
Okay.
So I'm going to just do the 10 and the 20.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, JP.
That was me.
Yep.
Bad.
Perfect.
Okay, here you go.
And yes, you can use this as an earring. I'm going to show you, I've got some special beads I'm going to launch for this to be a perfect necklace. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with the Fiesta tomorrow. I'm also going to show you, I've got my quilt sitting here. I'm going to share with you. We're going to do some stitching. So I'm going to Fiesta until I'm all fiestaed out, but it's going to be kind of a fun broadcast. So I think I re-uploaded it correctly. So let me just make sure that it is, let's see if it's right. Is it the right date? Yes,
it is.
Woohoo. So
you're the only person I know who can change a graphic, upload a graphic, change something on the website, and also moderate on YouTube and design jewelry at the same time. It's like
my one superpower, Janice.
Guinness World Records. That's what I have to say.
And I also want to show you.
Yeah.
Can I show you this? My mom made something for the giveaway.
I mentioned it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Let me show you. That she has done this. Thank you, Gwen. It's amazing.
I'm going to download this real quick. Yeah. Let me see if I can download it and upload it. Okay. As you know, my mom makes some really gorgeous journals. She makes our journals for our retreats. Yeah. She made some beautiful journals for my France retreat. They're going to be gorgeous, the one she's doing for France. This is the one. She made one for the show tomorrow. And I'm giving this one away.
Oh,
that's right from her desk. Isn't that great? It's free and it's got notebooks and she puts little pens. It's the inside. You'll you'll wait and see. You'll have to see what the inside looks like. But it's Frida holding a black cat, which I love. So that is courtesy of my mom, and we're going to give it away tomorrow during the fiesta. So the fiesta starts tomorrow, Saturday, January 25th at 10:30 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to have to make myself a little cafecito, some nice coffee and cream, and who knows, maybe I'll go get some pastries from the Mexican pastry shop.
On the weekend
Yeah.
without me?
Well, maybe you'll have to meet me there. Get a concha so I can dip it, right? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to do tomorrow? But it's going to be a lot of fun. So those are two of the fun things we're going to do tomorrow.
Don't forget the Kahlua.
Well, maybe for if I do an afternoon session. And so that's coming up. So JP, that's what we've got today. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it was kind of a last minute thing. I'm all, Janice, will you come on with me on Friday so we can talk about color study?
I'll come on whenever you want, Kate.
It was really fun. And folks, do remember we've got that special offer. All of our Checkmates tiles and Checkmates bars, they're marked down on the website, so you can stack those coupon codes that are on the home page. They're going to be on sale through like very early Monday morning is when the sale will go off. So they'll be on definitely through Sunday night. So to stack them into your cart, you can use rewards or coupon codes or whatever on those. But I think it was really fun, JP. I loved this deep dive talking about color study, talking about your inspiration. It really is an iconic bead shop project for sure.
I loved it too. I always look forward to Wednesday and Friday, and now some Saturdays. It's just
fun. We have a lot of fun, and people are letting us know how much fun they had today. My friends, don't forget to swing by if you're watching this on live or on repeat on our YouTube channel. Do hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. We're inching closer and closer every day to 100,000 subscribers. And we really, really appreciate your support with that because, my friends, being the smallest of small businesses, without you folks out there supporting what we do, buying our projects, and spreading the word to other bead lovers, we would not be here. So thank you so very, very much. Janice, I'll see you on the other side moderating tomorrow during Frida Fiesta. And I will see all of you tomorrow live, January 24th. And you'll also be able to watch it on replay.
okay.
All right. Thanks, JP.
Thank you, Kate. And thank you everyone for watching. We couldn't do this without you. We really
We'll
couldn't.
see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.